Before I get into the video, I just want to remind you to please subscribe. I love making these videos and I need your support to do that. So please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sin. Today I wanted to talk about the one time I was on television. I know, hard to believe, but there's my cat. I was on Pictionary. I was working at a mall. I was helping this woman find like a sweater or something. She was like, do you want to be on TV? I was like, yeah, it sounds like fun, I'll do it. And so she gave me a card, like I got an audition. And so she kind of gave me the rundown. It was Pictionary, it was this game show. We just needed people, just regular people. Me and like someone else would audition and then us together would be on the show. I contact one of my ex-coworkers who I know has like amazing drawing skills. So I'm like, oh, we got this in the bag. We nail the audition, we get the instructions. But like this is like around COVID, but around the time where like things were kind of letting up a little bit, just a little bit. A lot of the restrictions were being lifted, but Hollywood was still like very much by the book, very much like trying to keep everyone safe. When I got to set that day, I had to take a COVID test and then wait for the results in my car, and it was like 15 minutes. And while this is all going on, girl that I had auditioned with still hadn't arrived, and she was like running late because it's like LA traffic. Anyone knows anything about LA traffic, it is a bitch and a half. You do not want to get caught up there. This is
Trump everything, and the sheriff lives next door.
I'm kidding. It is so hard to navigate. Like if you don't leave your house like 2 hours before you need to be somewhere, you're not getting there on time. And this is what happened with her. And we were texting this whole time and she's like keeping me updated. After I get my COVID test and it's negative, I go into the studio. The producers the whole time, they're kind of trying to give an orientation, and he pulls me aside and he's like, where's your partner? I was like, I don't know, she's stuck in traffic, da da da. But after orientation, everyone who doesn't go immediately into hair and makeup is given time to just like practice. And so he saw that I was practicing by myself. He's like, your partner isn't here, but I see you're determined. You did everything by the book. If you come back tomorrow with literally any other person, you don't have to audition again. I'll just let you on the show with them. It doesn't matter who it is. And I was like, okay, like that's so sweet. He literally did not have to do this. And while we're having this conversation, we just hear this huge commotion from like outside. The way studios are set up, kind of like a big warehouse, right? We're kind of by the door. We run outside to see like what's going on because we think someone's like about to get into a fight. Why was it the person about to get into the fight my partner, my ex-coworker? Yeah, so we run out there and she is toe-to-toe with the COVID officer. So the COVID officer is like the person in charge of like getting the COVID test, making sure everyone's like COVID compliant. Like here is this girl in her early 20s and this woman in her mid 40s, toe-to-toe, waiting for the other one to like swing.
What's funny? Not funny?
And the COVID officer was like threatening to get security to like escort us out. She was like, you have to let me in. Like, I'm already here. My friend's in there. Like, you cannot deny me. She's like, you're almost 2 hours late. We don't have to do anything, right? And so I just grab her. I'm like, let's just go. They're not going to let us on anyway. Like, I already talked to the producer. We're not filming today. You don't have to fight this woman. What we look like now, we look like we're hating from outside the club because we can't even get in. I drove. So like we get in my car and we drive back down to my apartment. While we're driving down there, she's like apologetic. She's like, I'm so sorry, I got caught in traffic. I was like, don't worry, I understand. I've forgiven her, but it's like, I moved on. But I just need you to calm down and we just need to get through today. We're driving to my apartment and she's like, let's get a bottle of Hennessy. And I'm like, that should have been my first red flag. Well, my first red flag should have been like the fact that she was trying to fight a grown woman at her job. And I don't know why it shouldn't have thrown off some more red flags that she wanted to drink like a bottle of Hennessy for breakfast. Because it was like 10 in the morning. And so I was like, sure, let's do that. But let's also get food. So we got like pad thai or something. I do like a shot or two and I chase it down with like soda or whatever, and she is basically chugging this straight bottle of Hennessy because she's one of those girls that like prides herself on like not needing a chaser. Plus like she's not driving or anything, and so I just let her. She had a rough morning, and if this is how she wanted to cope, like okay, it's like, I felt like the mom from Mean Girls. I'm a cool mom, But telling the story now in hindsight, I don't think Hennessy was the thing we should have gotten that morning. I think we should have just gotten pad thai, talked our feelings out, maybe braided each other's hair and put on a movie. But then she took a nap and then and she got an Uber to her house, texted my friend, and I told her the situation. She was like, yeah, I'm down. And so the next day I went, did the whole check-in process again with Destiny. And I also wrote the producer a like thank you letter. I was just like thankful. That's all the letter said. The letter was just like, thanks for giving me this opportunity. It was just like a fun thing to do, and I'm so glad that you let me do it with my friend. Although it didn't work out, like I'm glad that you were still letting me like do this fun thing. And I couldn't find him that day. There was like a lawyer on set, and I just gave the letter to the lawyer. I was like, oh, I can't find the producer, but he was nice enough to let me come back on the show after my friend almost fought the COVID officer. So if you could just hand this to him, it's just like a thank you letter for being like cool about it. And the lawyer looked at me, she was like, yeah, sure, what the fuck? I feel like she could have been confused for two reasons. Like, one, was I trying to bribe winning? But I think that was overlooked, put in the back of her mind, because maybe her immediate concern was like, your friend tried to fist fight an employee? Did I hear that correctly? Yeah, she was cool about it. I don't know if that guy ever got that letter. I don't know if she ever gave it to him. I don't know if she threw it in the trash. I don't know what ever happened to that letter, but I know I wrote it, and I know I gave it to that woman. I feel like we filmed all the episodes for that season that day of Pictionary, and it's on YouTube. I'm going to link it below so you guys can watch the whole episode. The whole episode is readily available on YouTube. I don't know exactly when it premiered on Fox. So after we got the orientation, we practiced a little bit, we get put into hair and makeup. We basically go onto the set, and whenever it's our turn, they randomly call out names, and whenever it's our turn, we would then be on the actual set. And then we shot our episode. It was a lot of fun. It was so short. Like, sitting in the audience watching them film felt like a long time, but actually sitting on those couches and being a participant in the show, it felt like it flew by like that. But what I loved about being in the audience was like just watching everyone like work, being on a set and kind of just absorbing the energy and like seeing how things are done. I just loved being on that set and just seeing how television is made. That was my favorite part of it. I just loved watching it. And fingers crossed I can be on a set again as an employee. But that's more so why I took that opportunity. I felt like a kid in a candy shop. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity I'm so grateful I was able to be a part of. Oh, I didn't win. So that's not a shocker or a spoiler. I did not win. I think the prize is like a cruise, like a 1-week cruise on like Princess Cruises or something to Alaska. And me and my friend both did not want that. We didn't lose on purpose, but we're glad that we didn't win. But yeah, that was the time I was on TV and the crazy story behind it. Go check it out. Let me know if you like it. I'll definitely do more. I have so many crazy stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.